What's up, YouTube? We're back with another video. This time it's a private locate that we did here in Charlotte. We're in the middle of Uptown. Some people call it downtown, but we're out here right now. What I'm doing is trying to locate some power. It's three-phase power, so that means there's three separate lines in one trench. Trench meaning one ditch. So when they ran three lines in one same trench line. So I'm just making sure that I'm catching both sides of that, making sure I'm getting everything located. There is old paint out there, but you can't go off of old paint. You know, somebody could have just been having a bad day and decided to sling paint. So we always locate and hook up to it. In this case, I do know the guy that located it, and I got information that that's where it is, and I'm actually locating it myself. And he was actually spot on. So shout outs to him. I don't want to say his name. He works for another company, and I'm not trying to get him in any trouble. But I'm just showing you what we go through. So that's power. It's pretty fun to locate. In this video right now, what I'm locating is some gas. Kind of had to hook up at what that is the valve. Usually it has tracer wire in it. I'm using some new equipment by Lucia. It's pretty good. Kind of reminds me of a sub site, if you know anything about locating. Sub site, maybe a Vivax, a little mix of both. Very lightweight, very dependable. Right now what I'm doing is tracking this gas line. I do believe that this tracer was cut in a couple of different sections, but I was able to double access, which means I access from the valve and locate from that point. And then I went around and double check, which I had somebody else do. I'm just verifying his marks. But in this case, I'm locating some gas. So this is a survey ticket, which means they're just going to come out and they're going to GPS coordinates where all the marks are and make sure that we have everything marked up and everything's in a reasonable spot. There's no digging being done. So if you're ever doing any digging, make sure you call 811. Right here, I'm still continuing on, just making sure I'm following it. I'm still getting great hits on it. So I'm just dotting it on my way out, make sure it's lining up to where it needs to be. So I'm going over this hill. It got a little squirrely here, but we were able to still pinpoint it. If you're looking down where my hand is, at the bottom of that machine, there's a yellow dot in the middle. That's kind of like my compass. You see some lines moving left to right. That's helping me to pinpoint it exactly where it is. But I'm still using peak signal. So I'm peeking out the signal, getting the best signal as possible, but also using those lines as a guideline to put me where I need to be. So that's what that is. So I'm just following it. I just stepped over that blue. That's where I located the FDC line for the sprinkler system. So we don't really get much work in Uptown, but when we do, it's pretty fun. But you got to know what you're doing, because there's a lot in the ground and you can get mistaken real quickly. In this video, I'm walking through, just double checking stuff. The red to the left of the street lights. So we did locate those. That blue is the FDC line right there when I'm walking past. That's also another tap off line. So if the fire department needs to get to it, that's where they can access from the road and they don't have to get in the tight spots. So that's always amazing. And it's perfect when it's life-saving measures. In this case right now, what I'm doing is tracking just to make sure. Of course, like I said, you use it as guidelines. You can't really see it here, but my peak signal is at the top. So what I'm doing is sweeping around. My guy already had it dotted. He was dead on the marks. But this is what I was talking about as far as watching that bar swinging at the bottom. A lot of the times that'll just get you in the area that won't tell you exactly where it is. So this kind of takes a little bit of expertise, but I got it and we were all straight. There's my guy Adam over there looking in the FDC line. I appreciate all the work he does. I depend on this guy a lot. So right now I'm just walking through, looking at the light rail, trying to make sure I got all my grounds covered, checking out all the communications. That manhole looking thing right there, that's called a duck bank. I've showed you in a previous short of mine what's in there. In this case, there's multiple lines in there, but they all go back out across into the road. This trench where you see this asphalt in the middle of the sidewalk, somebody cut that out and put a communication there, but you can't always assume that that's communication, because it could be something else. We always hook up and verify, so that's one good thing. But right now I'm just taking pictures so that way I could document it, and make sure that I got all my grounds covered, so if something was to happen, they can't say that I didn't do my job. And I'm going to be walking back and looking at the guard shack and finish taking pictures. All in all, this is a great locate. I appreciate everybody that's been tuning into the channels. If you can, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll make sure I keep them coming. Have a great day.